Next up in the Forgotten Gialli Volume 4 set is The Killer Among Us, a movie from 1986 that took its storyline from the real life murders that happened in Italy, the Monster of Florence, and that has something that inspires the movie to create some fun, exciting sequences, but also I think lets the movie down, particularly in the last few moments of the film. Let's jump into the main story. We are given our main character of Christiana, who is a student studying criminology, who has an idea about these murders that are happening. Couples who are going to have sex in the woods in their car are being shot and murdered and then brutalised after the fact, and she has an idea or a theory about the person behind it. It's kind of starting the profiling idea, but for some reason this student is given a hell of a lot of leeway and a hell of a lot of access into some of the key aspects of this case. But I can kind of forgive that because it's pushing the story forward. Christina is a steadfast character. She's a woman who has inklings of what's going on here and is looking to solve what's going on, and it gives us a character to kind of go behind. Now she's going to have a paranoid adventure throughout this because she is going to have one of the quickest love affairs I think I've ever seen, as she hooks up with Alex, who happens to be working for the police, doing autopsies, coroner, and they kind of get together where she has some more information of the murder. She gets to talk and see the bodies because she's now with Alex. She starts to learn about various subcultures of people watching and recording people have sex in cars in weird ways. It's really kind of skeezy and sleazy, which is definitely following the key aspect of this set so far, which is really kind of sleazy material, and this has more of the exact same. And we get to follow Christina as she's trying to solve the murder, as she begins to suspect that every male figure in her life could possibly be the murderer. And it's quite good because it shows the kind of delirium and the paranoia that can eke its way in when you're focusing on something and not taking a break, just kind of concentrate everything on it, how it ekes into your own life and makes you kind of look at everything with a kind of skewed perspective, which I did kind of like about the movie. And it has these horribly brutal murder sequences, whether people being shot through a car, shot several times, pulled from the car and cut apart. It doesn't shy away from the gore and the blood, and for the most part it looks pretty good. There is a sequence near the end where the breasts look incredibly fake before they're being cut to ribbons, but other than that, the makeup is pretty impressive. I do have a big issue with the movie, and I don't want to spoil it, so I won't. I will just say that the final moments of this movie were a complete letdown. If you're looking for closure, you're not going to get it in this movie, which I feel is something that I kind of wanted, and the fact that we don't get that comes out of nowhere, which is a little bit worse because previous to that there is an awesome, and again out of nowhere, seance sequence which is just fantastic, where we are kind of watching this psychic get visions of a murder that's happening at the same time, and it's really well done as it's cutting between the two sequences. It's spooky, it's atmospheric, it's horrific, it's just terrifically well done. There's there's a lot of good atmosphere in here and a lot of goodwill built up in this movie. There's sequences where Christina is going about her house and the place is just covered in darkness, and there's a flickering neon light outside the window just bathing the room in sporadic red spots that are just incredibly effective in creating that mood and tone. You feel as if Christina is at danger a lot of the movie. But man, that ending, it's all the more disappointing because the movie's really good at what it does. It just needs to hit home, have that final moment and leave us feeling satisfied. It wouldn't stop me from watching that again. I enjoyed the movie for the most part. I think I'd just be a little bit more wary of knowing what was coming in this one. Love to know your thoughts on the Killer is Among Us. I really would, because I think this one has a lot to discuss about it, particularly that ending. What did you think? You've got to let me know in the comment box. As always, there's more content up here. If you have a brief second, click that like button. It just takes a second to do, and it helps my channel. And if you're feeling super supportive and you really want to help me out this year, you can join the Patreon or the membership program, and that would be amazing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.